What's going on, guys? I got a new camera rig. Check it out. Everything finally came in from Amazon. I'll show you. Pretty sweet, huh? It's got this microphone right here. Then it's got the phone case and the glass and everything finally came in. Got this little tripod thing that can open up so I can sit it down. So let's test it out, see how well this video goes. Much like the title of this video, what I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about is the shit that I wish I'd known in my year and a half of losing before Forex trading ended up working out for me. And you know what's crazy is that the type of shit that I was missing out on and consistently doing wrong are things that could have been so simply solved had I just had the right information. And I want to give you that information, and I'm going to give you all of it right here in this video. So let me just set this thing up as it is right now. So the first thing that I wish I would have known in my year and a half of losing in Forex trading is I wish that I had known the value of being able to focus on one thing only, one simple trading system. And that one thing really just boils down to focusing on one trading system. So for instance, I know some people who have all these freaking indicators and all this crazy shit on their chart, and they're focused on wild stuff like a bunch of different Fibonacci systems, along with moving averages, along with divergence, along with price action, along with breaks and retests, along with fucking Bermuda Triangle shit. Just a bunch of weird, crazy shit. And you know what? While you can be profitable doing all that, and while some people, I even have students who use a couple different things in combination, it doesn't get away from the fact that all you need to do is focus on the basic bare minimum things that are the core fundamentals. And as long as you have the fundamentals, every single thing else is just a little bit extra. And you're welcome to do that, but it doesn't get away from the fact that most people, they do all this extra shit at the cost of doing the things that they really need to be doing, which is, in my opinion, keeping things simple and controlling risk. So I used to try all these different systems, as moving average systems, looking at 3 candles in a row and seeing if they're bullish or bearish, and then entering after the close of the third one, and then taking profits at the 12 moving average, and all this weird shit. And I'm here to tell you that the first thing you should correct in your Forex trading as it relates to that is stop doing all that shit. Focus on one thing. If it's too complicated that you cannot explain it in 2 to 3 sentences, then I think it's too complicated in the first place. Let me give you an example. My trading system right now is I trade breaks and retests of horizontal levels on the 4-hour and daily charts during clear trends. That's all I do. Breaks and retests of horizontal levels during a clear trend. That's it. And I just use daily and H4. Sometimes I'll use the 1-hour chart, but not really. Just daily and H4. And that's how simple it is. And I have a very good income from trading just by doing that. And yet I haven't done anything else in close to 2 months now, except for just that. And so that's my first thing. Keep things really simple and just focus on one thing. Second thing is control risk. There is no point to making a 100 grand in profits if the next day you have the possibility of losing it all on one trade. Think about it for a second. Say you work for a week, a month, a year, and you build up an account from 10 grand, 25 grand, you build it to 100 grand or more. What is the point of doing that if you know that there's the possibility that on one trade you can lose the whole fucking account? Now, if you're cool with that risk, and that's the risk that you've associated your account with, and you're just 100% okay with it, then that's one thing. But most people, it's not their goal to say, I'm okay with risking 100% of my account on this trade, unless it's a very small starting balance, and that starting balance is a small percentage of your total capital that you have allocated to trade with. Unless it's some weird scenario like that, most people are not cool with risking their whole account on one trade. I personally think people are insane if they're trading any reasonable amount of money. For me, trading a 50K to 100K account, that's a pretty reasonable chunk of money for me. I'm not a millionaire. I'm still just 24 years old, okay? And there's a lot of people further along than me, but to me, 50K is a lot of fucking money. And I don't want to be risking the whole account per trade when I can just grow it steadily, securely, safely, and make good, amounts of profits, maybe 20K to 40K a month, just trading my funds. I enjoy doing that, and you know what? You should enjoy doing that too. So that's why my second thing that I would want to say is that you need to find a way to control risk. Some people are more risky than others. Me, I'm a 1 to 2% type of guy. On this 50K account, I'm going to be doing 3% risk per trade. And some people may be trading just a $1,000 account, and they're just I'm not going to grow the account that much, risking 1% per trade. So on $1,000 to $2,000, you may have someone, who thinks that, I'm just going to risk 5 to 10% per trade. And if you are cool with doing that, then that's okay. But just make sure you define your risk parameters and you are very clear about what you're risking per trade. If you're the type of person that's going to just click buy or sell for any reason under the sun, and you have no idea where you're going to get out at if it goes the wrong way, and you have no idea where you're going to take profits at, you don't even have like a loose idea of what's going on or like why you entered, and then if your trading decision was based on a series of abstractions that led you to this really abstract concept of why you chose to sell USDJPY, and you have no clue where your risk is, like you're gonna be so fucked, and you're gonna be so fucked for so long, for like a year and a half like me or more if you still don't get it. And it's just bad. So that's why my second thing is to control risk. Now my third thing, and this is the last thing, is that you have to get the right education when you're trading. Let me explain it this way. If you want to be a doctor and you choose to not go to medical school and you choose to just watch a few YouTube videos on becoming a doctor, but you have questions, some things don't make sense, you have no one there to teach you or answer your questions or help guide you in the right path, and so you scour all over the internet and you're like knocking on the windows of like medical surgery centers, you're knocking on the windows like trying to get the doctors to come to you to like answer your questions, and the doctors are like, what the fuck are you doing? And so here's the right way to learn to be a doctor. You finish college, you go to medical school, you do a residency, you do a bunch of training, you do all this shit that ends up making you, like giving you the right education to be a doctor, and then you put that into practice and application, then you can be a successful doctor and make an arguably large amount of money. And you start your own private practice, you can do all sorts of stuff, but it does not stray away from the fact that you have to have the right education to do that. If you don't have the right education and licensing, which is also illegal for you to do without a license, then you're not going to be a good doctor. Get it through your fucking head. I want you to understand right now that you refusing to get the right education in Forex trading, it's the most wild, obscene thing ever. Because you refusing to not get the right education literally means you're voluntarily screwing yourself over. Because if you had just made the decision to get the right education and then learn and apply that education in the right way, then you would be 100% good. And as long as that is the right education, and as long as the person or program you're learning from is a program that has good results, a lot like Mission FX, then you would have the right education. You have all the things you need to get and stay consistently profitable in the long run. And so make sure that before you start, it doesn't even have to be me. Make sure that you choose voluntarily to not even try trading until you've had the right education. Because until you get that right education, you are willingly screwing yourself over, and I don't want you to do that. I did it for a year and a half. I was one of those people who thought, no, I can do this by myself. I don't have to go to fucking school for this. I don't have to learn from anyone. I don't have to do this. Look where it got me. It got me a year and a half of losing a bunch of negative things, and it didn't even have to take that long. I am truly like a believer in the fact that trading Forex profitably can take about 3 to 6 months. I'm not saying you'll be able to do it full time after that, but what I am saying is that you can probably become break even or slightly profitable or even altogether profitable in roughly a 3 to month time frame if you have the right education, right like application of that education, and the whole right structure, everything structured into one thing to do it full time in the long run, and to do it the right way. Because why does it take people 6 months? Why does it take people a year? Why does it take people 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? I have people who have started my program who've been trading Forex for years, and I mean like 5 years and up, some of them, who have taken my program and then within a couple months start seeing consistent results, and they're like, wow, Nick, like I started laughing after I got to the end of your course and started applying this stuff, because it's just so simple, and it's like just the shit that I just never even thought of doing, that it was so ridiculously simple that had they just done that before, they would have been profitable. It's very simple. Right education, right application, and practice will lead to the right results. So that's why my third thing is that you should get the right education. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be me. Whoa. Doesn't even have to be me or my program, but you will have to make a voluntary decision to go and get the right education, because it's very difficult, nearly impossible to do on your own. So first thing, focus on one thing. One simple trading system is all you need, just as long as you know it works. Practice that one trading system and refine it. Second thing, control risk in some way. It doesn't matter if you're low risk, medium risk, high risk, just find a way to control risk so that you know how much you're going to be risking for every position that you enter into the market. Third thing, you need the right education. That is the cold hard truth. Otherwise, you will continue to fucking fail. So that being said, I am going to get to work here. I'm recording more videos for the Mission FX full program. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get this camera rig set up a little bit more. So you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday on the charts. Cheers.